Chosen ones, 7 spiritual signs that you are about to become a millionaire. Make the kingdom of God your primary focus, and you will find that all of these things will be added to you. Select one. Have you ever experienced a profound and unshakable sense of knowing that you were destined for something more significant? That everything you went through, the challenges you encountered, and the things that sought to break you were actually just preparing you for something much bigger, something more divine? There are certain people who are not intended to be wealthy. Money is something that the masses want, but those who are chosen draw it. This has nothing to do with greed. It has nothing to do with ego. Spiritual alignment is the topic at hand here. It is not a coincidence that you are viewing this at this very moment. You are here for a purpose, and whatever name you want to give to the divine force, whether it be God, the universe, or your spirit guides, it has brought you here. There are certain people who will not comprehend this message. The profound resonance that these words have will not be experienced by everyone. Those that do, however, are the ones who are constantly destined to be the recipients of it. A significant number of people are unaware of the divine order that governs success. True wealth, whether it be material, emotional, or spiritual, does not automatically come to those who pursue it with a sense of desperation. It is presented to those who are destined to receive it. Those who are in harmony with the divine purpose are the ones who receive it. The reality about riches and the course of my life. There have been many spiritual doctrines that have been twisted. Some people believe that money is a source of evil and that spiritual people are obligated to live in a state of destitution, characterized by suffering and struggle. However, if you are continually burdened by a lack of resources, how can you possibly accomplish something that is truly significant? How can you possibly serve other people, bring about change, or construct something that has significance if you are just trying to survive? To tell you the truth, riches is a divine obligation that is only bestowed upon those who are capable of managing it. A significant number of the great spiritual leaders, prophets, and enlightened people did not lack financial resources. A man who was renowned for his intelligence, King Solomon, was also one of the wealthiest people who ever lived. In spite of the fact that his brothers had deceived him, Joseph would go on to become the second most powerful man in Egypt. Even in this day and age, individuals who have a deep understanding of spiritual law are aware that money is a tool, a type of energy, and a force that magnifies your goal. Additionally, if you have been selected to receive it, you will be able to recognize the indications. Have you ever noticed that money comes to you in ways that are completely mysterious? When you least anticipate them, do opportunities present themselves to you? Does it feel like you have a deep-seated understanding that no matter how difficult circumstances become, you will always be provided for? It is not a coincidence by any means. These are heavenly messages, whispers from the cosmos that are directing you toward the financial destiny that you have been destined for. In this video, I will explain the 7 divine signs that demonstrate that you are destined to be wealthy or prosperous. An abundance of richness in all aspects of life, not only in terms of money wealth. If I may be so bold as to say so, this message is not intended for everyone. Individuals who are not prepared to accept it will disregard it, will have doubts about it, and will have arguments against it. Those, however, who are able to sense it in their very being will immediately recognize it. Please pay close attention. Hold on to the very end, mainly due to the fact that if these indicators strike a chord with you, it indicates that your spiritual birthright is waiting for you and that your time will arrive sooner than you anticipate. Gaining an understanding of spiritual wealth and the chosen one of destiny. Wealth is not just paper wealth. This is not simply a matter of numbers in a bank account. Those who are in alignment with their higher purpose are the ones who are destined to receive true prosperity, which is an energy, a vibration, and a divine heritage. The spiritual aspect of riches is fundamentally misunderstood by many. They believe that desires for wealth are wicked and that money is a source of evil. However, what is the reality? Affluence is neither a cause nor an effect, an event. An amplifier is what it is. It accentuates the person that you already are. In the event that you are selected, the riches you amass will be put to use for a purpose that is well above mere luxury or comfort. It will be a tool for impact, a force for good, and a responsibility that will be handed to those who are able to control it in a prudent manner. Consider some of the most influential spiritual figures. Abraham, King Solomon, and even contemporary leaders of spiritual understanding are examples of such figures. They were entrusted with enormous riches, not because they were motivated by the desire to amass wealth, but rather because they were in agreement with a more lofty objective. They needed to get some job done. They were tasked with completing missions. And if you are actually one of the selected, then you are also one of them. The law of divine provision. Have you ever observed that when you go about your business with faith, doors open for you in ways that you could never have anticipated? At just the appropriate moment, money materializes. It appears that opportunities come to you. Even when you are having a hard time, you will never entirely fall. It is the law of divine provision that governs this. Scarcity is not a principle that governs the whole universe. This system is based on plenty. When you bring yourself into alignment with your divine mission, prosperity will come to you as a natural consequence. You will have the resources you require to accomplish your destiny, not because you are obsessed with money, but because God, Source, the universe, or whatever you choose to name it, will make sure that you have them accessible to you. What exactly is the issue? The vast majority of people limit their own plenty. Their beliefs are restrictive in nature. The belief that they are not deserving of financial blessings, that suffering is a noble act, and that money is evil are all held by them. Since this is the case, the universe respects their belief and they continue to be lacking. But what about you? You've always had a distinct sense of self. You have always had the feeling that you were destined for something greater. This is not just for you, but for something that is more important. The most important distinction between those who are simply wealthy and those who are divinely wealthy, the chosen ones, and their financial calling is that the latter group is richer than the former. In the event that you are present, and if you feel a connection to these words, it indicates that you are becoming ready. You have never been punished for the difficulties you have faced in the past. As a training field and a test, they were used. Whoever will be entrusted with money will be put through a test by the universe. They become more refined as a result of the problems they face, which eliminates greed, entitlement, and narrow-minded thinking. And those who are successful in passing the examination, they are transformed into celestial guardians of prosperity. They are provided with abundance not simply for the purpose of hoarding, but also to elevate, empower, and bring about change. Therefore, you should ask yourself, do you have a sense of this inner truth? Are you aware that the riches you have is not only for you, but also for a more important purpose of the world? If this is the case, the 7 divine signals that I am going to unveil will validate what you have always understood on a fundamental level. The writing has already been done on your financial future. Now let's take a look at the evidence that supports this assertion. You are meant to be wealthy according to these 7 divine signs. Sign 1. Money finds you even when you're not looking. There are 450 words. You may have noticed that money always seems to make its way to you, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. Have you ever come to this realization? You don't actively pursue it, and you don't look for it with all your might, but it still shows up. Opportunities present themselves, unexpected benefits are bestowed upon you, and doors to money opportunities open up at precisely the appropriate time. There is no coincidence about this. This is a divinely organized performance. Energy is the fundamental part of wealth. Additionally, when you are in alignment with your spiritual purpose, money is drawn to you like a magnet to attract you. In spite of the fact that it may appear to be impossible, the universe will always make sure that you have enough. It's possible that you've been surprised with money, checks in the mail, job offers that came out of nowhere, or clients who came to you without you even trying to find them. It's possible that someone gave you a substantial gift, or that you were presented with an unexpected opportunity that completely altered your financial circumstances overnight. It is important to recognize that this is an indication if it continues to occur in your life. Those who are chosen are always provided for by the cosmos. Those who are destined to be affluent do not need to actively seek out fortune. Rather, wealth seeks them out. Faith and purpose are the 2 most important factors that differentiate someone who is suffering from someone who is aligned. The universe is aware of who requires resources in order to accomplish a more important mission. In the event that you are truly selected, prosperity will always find its way to you. This is not because you are able to force it, but rather because you are a conduit for something that is more significant. Give it some thought. It is inconceivable that Brahman's source or the cosmos would permit a person who possesses a divine purpose to live in destitution. That would be completely illogical. The resources necessary for you to assist, instruct, lead, or build something powerful in this world will be made available to you if you are destined to accomplish any of these things. Do you obstruct the flow of things? But let me tell you something. There are a lot of chosen ones who are unaware of this. They have doubts about it. They have a dread of money. It is difficult for them to accept. Because of this, they obstruct their own flow. Was there ever a time when you turned down a financial blessing because it appeared to be too simple or too amazing to be true? That is conditioning, a way of thinking that is programmed by society rather than by the truth of spirituality. The concept of money is not intended to be difficult. You will find that it is effortless when you are in alignment. Therefore, pay attention. You are receiving a message from the universe if you continue to have financial success in your life. The fact that you are a steward of financial wealth is a sign that you are meant to be successful. Your job is not to pursue financial gain. Rather, it is to keep your heart open, stay linked, and stay in tune with your higher purpose. If money has a way of finding you even when you aren't looking for it, then you are absolutely on the right track to attaining divine wealth. Chosen one, Bimamo. Right now, we are just getting started. The next sign is the one we will discuss. Sign 2. You have a deep inner knowing that you are meant for more. There is a profound recognition within you that you are destined for a more selected path. I would like to ask you a question first. Have you always had a singular experience? Have you always had the feeling that you were not destined to live a life that is typical by any means? Did you know that you were destined for greatness, impact, and abundance that goes beyond what other people can see? It is not arrogance if this is the case. All of this is heavenly knowledge. You may have experienced a sense of disconnection from the constraints that society imposes on you ever since you were a child. You were the one who questioned mediocrity while others accepted of it. In the midst of others settling down, you dreamed of more. Not only more money, but also more purpose, greater expansion, and more realization of one's potential. There is no such thing as wishful thinking when it comes to the voice that is within you. The one that is telling you that you are destined for something bigger. This is your soul recalling the things it was meant to do. There is provision that comes with divine assignment. Individuals who are destined for a life of financial affluence do not simply seek to amass wealth. They have a sense that they are being called to something more significant. They are aware on a profound level that they are destined to develop, lead, or construct anything that necessitates financial success. You have never been content with a life that is on the smaller side because of this. You are aware that you were not created to simply pay your expenses and then pass away. This is not a location where you are destined to fight constantly. You are here to this area with the purpose of creating, leading, and elevating the planet in some way. I'll also let you in on a little secret. When it comes to the mind, God does not put big ideas into little brains. If you have always had the sensation that you are being drawn toward greatness, it is a sign that the universe is preparing you for something that is much more significant than yourself. When there is a big purpose, there is also a tremendous provision. Why is it that other people don't comprehend you? It is possible that you have attempted to communicate your goals to other people, but they have laughed at you. It's possible that they advised you to be practical. Perhaps they believe that you are insane for believing that it is possible to achieve both spiritual alignment and material prosperity at the same time. However, here's the reality. There are some people who are not designed to comprehend your calling. The selected ones are always left with the feeling that they do not belong in circumstances that do not correspond to their destiny. Frequently, they are misunderstood, questioned, and even ridiculed by others. On the other hand, they continue to move forward because they are aware of it. In addition, if you are aware of this, and if you have always held the unwavering conviction that you are destined for something greater, then you should comprehend this. It is a sign from high above. It is not possible for the cosmos to bestow such visions upon individuals who are incapable of bringing them into existence. Is it the fortune that you seek? Indeed, it is not only for you. That is for the purpose of you. It will come to you if you continue to align yourself. This inner understanding is one of the greatest blessings that you have been given, chosen one. Belief in it, you have a spiritually wise approach to handling money. Sign 3, you handle money with spiritual wisdom. Chosen one, wealth is not just determined by the amount of money you own. It all depends on how you choose to deal with it. Despite the fact that many people are in possession of financial resources, they fail to properly manage them because they lack the wisdom to do so. But what about you? The way you view money is different. You will respect it. You are acutely aware of its strength. To put it another way, you do not hoard money out of fear, nor do you waste money carelessly. For what it is, you are able to recognize money. Using energy, which is a tool and a resource, requires one to do so with intention. When it comes to wealth, you approach it with a level of awareness that originates from within, in contrast to the majority of individuals who either chase money as furiously as they can or treat it carelessly. There is a possibility that you have observed that even when you have had very little, you have always been able to extend it. Despite the fact that you are able to make the most of what you have, things always seem to work out for the best. This is a gift from the Holy Spirit. This is the reason that why the universe is able to bestow upon you more blessings, because you do not waste the blessings that you have been given. A master is not a master. Money is a tool. The majority of individuals are either victims of money or slaves as a result of it. They either honor it by making it the focal point of their existence, or they despise it because they consider it to be a malevolent force. People who are destined to be blessed with divine prosperity, on the other hand, are aware that money is neither good nor harmful. To put it simply, it is a tool. You have no fear of financial matters. You too do not hold it in high esteem. You put it to good use by directing it toward activities that can help you achieve your higher purpose. Whether it be making an investment in yourself, becoming of assistance to others, or producing something of value. In matters pertaining to your financial situation, you consistently experience a heightened sense of responsibility. Because of this, it seems like you always manage to get back up on your feet, regardless of what happened. Even though you have lost money in the past, you have gained knowledge from it. It is in your nature to avoid repeating the same errors. You become more knowledgeable, more powerful, and more in tune with the rules that govern abundance. What is the significance of this? Having wealth is a test. Those who are able to handle it are the ones who receive it from the cosmos, while those who abuse it are the ones who lose it. Numerous individuals do not fall into poverty due to a lack of luck. The lack of wisdom that they possess to handle abundance is the reason for their poverty. But what about you? It is not the same as you. Your preparations are being made for something more significant. You are someone who will not allow financial gain to ruin your moral character. It will serve as a catalyst for positive change and a force for good in your life. And because of this, the blessings that you have in terms of money will continue to increase. This is the reason why the universe continues to place money in your possession, due to the fact that you are gaining the ability to handle it with wisdom. Additionally, as you continue to become an expert in this area, your wealth will increase beyond anything you could have ever planned for. Now that we've covered the first clue, let's go on to the second one, which will explain why you've had to go through a period of financial hardship before you discovered your plenty. Sign 4. You've experienced divine tests related to money. Which one is chosen? Have you ever been in a situation when you were facing financial difficulties that struck you as unfair, overpowering, or perhaps impossible to avoid? Have you put in a lot of effort just to watch your money disappear? Have you ever been in a situation in which you had nothing but you knew, something deep within you, that it was just going to be a temporary situation? This is not due to chance. That was a test, right? Wealth is not bestowed onto people who are not adequately equipped to receive it from the cosmos. If you want to be able to accept abundance, you must first demonstrate that you are able to deal with shortage with faith. There is a responsibility that comes along with having money, and people who are destined for greatness in the financial world frequently go through a period of testing in which they are deprived of everything that they once relied on. The divine is not punishing you at this time. It is simply observing you. This will help you get ready. It involves eradicating any false security that may exist in order to ensure that you will not be owned by riches when it does arrive. Breaking the fear of money. A lot of people go through difficult times financially and find themselves becoming resentful. They begin to feel that money is a malicious force, that they are cursed, or that they will never be able to escape a life of destitution. Nevertheless, those who are truly selected are not able to crumble beneath the weight of these tests. They surpass them in strength. The divine test chosen ones through loss, debt, or even treachery are among the most difficult spiritual tests. If you have endured financial hardship but refused to give up, if you have remained faithful even when everything appeared to be hopeless, then you have passed one of the most difficult spiritual tests. Perhaps you had a lot of money but blew it all. Perhaps those in whom you placed your trust took advantage of you. It's possible that you put in a lot of effort but were never recognized for it. You are not going to be destroyed by the events you have had. They were designed to impart upon you the knowledge that you will require when your riches arrived, the transition from a state of deficiency to one of abundance. When you finally understand the lesson, when you come to the realization that your value is not determined by the amount of money you have, everything changes. You start to regain the trust of the cosmos. It initiates the opening of doors. In places where there were just challenges in the past, opportunities have emerged. When it comes to self-made millionaires and spiritually enlightened people, this is the reason why each and every one of them has a story of struggle that precedes their achievement. They needed to be brought down to their knees before they could be raised. Take this into consideration if you have been through a difficult financial situation, but have maintained your faith, your determination, or your vision. We are getting you ready for something that is much more significant. After passing the test, you are now prepared to receive the gift that you have earned. Now let's proceed to the following sign from the list. One that elucidates the genuine reasoning for the fact that wealth is coming to you. Not only is it for you, but it is also for something that is much more significant than yourself. Sign 5. You feel called to use wealth to help others. Do you feel compelled to use your fortune to assist other people? It is never simply about personal gain when it comes to money, chosen one. That which is entrusted to those who will make prudent use of it is a responsibility, a divine possession. On a more fundamental level, you have always been aware that when you become wealthy, it will not be solely for your personal benefit. Perhaps you have had an unwavering urge to assist other people ever since you were a small child. You fantasize of giving back to the community, providing for your family, constructing something that will be of use to your community, or even making possibilities available to those who are in need. This was not a coincidence. This is a sign from the gods. To satisfy their own egotistical needs, a lot of people want to be wealthy. They wish to keep it for themselves, exert control over it, or use it to bolster their ego. But what about you? You view riches as a tool that can be used to achieve something more significant. Money is not the only thing you want. You are interested in making a difference, a generous spirit at its core. Have you ever had the realization that even when you had very little, you still managed to find ways to give? It's possible that you offered your very last dollar to assist another person. It is possible that you have provided assistance, time, or resources without anticipating receiving anything in return. This is the manifestation of spiritual richness. Those individuals who comprehend that money is intended to flow, rather than being ensnared in self-centered greed, are blessed by the cosmos. Those who are truly chosen are aware that wealth increases in multiples when it is distributed. Because of this, a great number of incredibly successful business people, visionaries, and entrepreneurs who are spiritually oriented get wealthier as they donate more. Give it some thought. The world would not be so kind as to bestow wealth upon a person who is just concerned with himself. No, it would not. Individuals who possess a heart for others, on the other hand, will always discover that money comes to them because they are linked with its higher purpose, a higher calling, rather than because they are pursuing it. They are pursuing it. It has always been your belief that when you become wealthy, you will utilize it to make a difference in people's lives. You don't merely want a large mansion or a fleet of fancy automobiles. You have the goal of making something that will endure. Perhaps you have a dream of assisting families that are having difficulty making ends meet, providing financial support for educational institutions, contributing to charitable organizations, or even instructing people on how to achieve success. This is the reason why you are getting put in a situation to receive financial well-being. Wealth does not come from the universe to those who are willing to fritter it away. Those individuals who are aware of the duty that comes along with it are the ones who receive it. It is important that you are aware of this fact if you have always had the feeling that your wealth is designed to serve a bigger cause. God has a plan for you that will bring you wealth. Now, let's go on to the next indicator, which will explain why you have the unique perspective on money in comparison to the majority of people, and why this unique perspective is exactly what will drive you to financial success. Sign 6. You see wealth as a spiritual responsibility. Which one do you ever get the impression that money is more than just a collection of numbers? That success is not a matter of greed, but rather of having a purpose? If this is the case, then you are already aware of the divine wisdom that is associated with money. There are many people who view riches as something to be hoarded or flaunted, but you do not. You consider it to be a responsibility, a gift that has been bestowed onto those who will make prudent use of it. You have the awareness that money possesses the capacity to construct, heal, and elevate, as well as the power to corrupt, destroy, and enslave. As a result of this, you do not take it into consideration lightly. This mentality is not typical at all. Money is either revered or feared by the majority of people. While some people pursue it without question, under the impression that it will solve all of their issues, others completely reject it because they believe it to be unholy. But what about you? Balance is maintained by you. You acknowledge the fact that money is impartial. The energy of the person who is holding it is transferred to it. How come the cosmos bestows wealth upon those who are wise? Give it some thought. Are people who are reckless going to be given a tremendous deal of power by the universe? Would it be possible for God to bestow abundance upon individuals who would do nothing but abuse it? Those who are determined to handle their riches with wisdom, discipline, and a sense of purpose are the ones who ultimately receive it. You were put through this test for this reason. This is the reason why you have been forced to go through periods of deficiency before embarking on a journey of wealth. You had been getting ready for it. This training was designed to teach you how to handle money with a spiritual maturity. The universe is able to put its faith in you because you are aware of the fact that with big riches comes enormous responsibility, that having more means, giving more, serving more, and leading more are all consequences of having more wealth. What is the reality about wealth, both spiritual and material? It is a widely held belief that spirituality and riches are incompatible with one another. The idea that one must forego financial success in order to achieve true enlightenment. But this is a falsehood that was made up in order to keep people in servitude. Take a look at the great spiritual leaders throughout history, such as King Solomon and Abraham, as well as visionaries from the present day. Neither of them were poor. They came in large numbers. They had a mission, which was the reason for their fortune. There is no evil in money. To find happiness, one must first develop a love for money and then become obsessed with it. If, on the other hand, you consider riches to be a holy obligation and a means by which you can fulfill your higher calling, then you place yourself in alignment with divine abundance. This is a tremendous affirmation, chosen one. If you have a deep-seated conviction that riches is not merely for the sake of gaining personal benefit, but rather for the purpose of serving a bigger cause, it is in your nature to serve as a custodian of divine wealth, and in due time, that money will come to pursue you. Now let's go on to the last indication, which will explain why you continue to see mystical signals, synchronicities, and heavenly confirmations regarding your financial future. Sign 7. You receive spiritual signs and synchronicities related to wealth. Have you, chosen one, taken note of the fact that the world continues to send you signs that are not overt, but yet significant regarding your financial future? Do you find yourself seeing numbers that keep popping up, such as 888-111 or 777? Have you ever been the recipient of a series of bizarre coincidences consisting of messages relating to prosperity, opportunity, or money that seem to follow you? There is no such thing as a coincidence. This is a communication from the Almighty. By use of synchronicities, patterns, and symbols, the cosmos communicates with us. Your alignment will be confirmed in ways that the majority of people do not pay attention to while you are on the path to receiving abundant financial resources. These indications are gentle prods from the divine, serving as a gentle reminder that your prosperity is not a creation of your imagination. This is a sign that you are being led in the direction of greater fortune. It is your destiny. It is likely that you will start to notice recurring numbers that are related with abundance if you are destined to receive wealth. An infinite cycle of wealth that is coming full circle is represented by the number 888, which stands for infinite prosperity. Seeing the number 111 serves as a reminder that the thoughts you are thinking are becoming a reality. Be conscious of the things that you choose to concentrate on. There is a recompense for spiritual connection that is represented by the number 777, which is divine benefits. Not only can you hear the same messages about money over and over again, but you can also hear numbers. There is a possibility that you will have a chance encounter with books, movies, or conversations that validate your financial objective. Unexpectedly, you can come across individuals who point you in the direction of fresh prospects. It is possible that even your dreams will be loaded with signs of success, such as discovering money, entering luxurious locations, or being given something of great value through your dreams. There is no energy that is wasted in the universe. You are being prepared for something higher, the energy of alignment, if you are experiencing these signals in your life. This is because you are being prepared for something. You will no longer experience a sense of hardship when it comes to money when you are in alignment with divine prosperity. It begins to feel like a flow that occurs naturally. You start to have faith that you are being directed, that each step is bringing you closer to something that is actually much more significant than you could ever think. Watch out for this. A scream is not heard from the universe. It utters a word. This leaves behind hints, breadcrumbs, and signals that can only be recognized by those who have been selected. It is because you are destined to follow these patterns that you are noticing them in the first place. At long last, confirmation. You should take these warning signs seriously if you have experienced them. You are not the only one. You are not making stuff up in your head. There is a call coming to you. The writing has already been done on your financial future. It is all waiting for you to come into alignment and claim it. The wealth, the resources, and the plenty all sitting there waiting for you. Chosen one, now is the moment for you to act. This is the voice of the universe. Are you prepared to pay attention? Finally, now that you are familiar with the 7 heavenly signs, let's wrap things up by discussing what this genuinely means for your future and how you can fully walk into your prosperity. Issue a rallying cry. The reason that these 7 supernatural indications have struck a chord with you, chosen one, is because it was on purpose that you were supposed to hear this message. On no occasion was it a coincidence. Throughout your entire life, you have been destined to pursue the road of money, not only for your own benefit, but also because your mission necessitates it. You are aware of it deep within your being. As a result of having lived through the challenges and having witnessed the signs, you have gotten the divine confirmations. Now, the question of whether or not you will get wealthy is no longer relevant. The question that needs to be answered is when you will go forward with your financial destiny. People who are unable to accomplish their goals are not given the opportunity to have lofty dreams by the cosmos. If the idea of money has always been present in your thoughts, in your spirit, and in your most profound understanding, then it is already on its way to making its way to you. The only thing you need to do is comply with it. The truth about the potential for your financial future. Nobody will ever be able to comprehend what you are currently aware of. As long as they continue to struggle, they will either pursue money out of desperation or they will refuse it out of fear. But what about you? It is not the same as you. You are able to recognize riches for what it actually is, a spiritual instrument, an obligation that comes from God. It is a need. You were put through this test for this reason. Among others who are content with less, you have experienced a sense of dislocation due to this reason. This is the reason why you continue to receive signs from the universe, which serve to remind you that you were never intended to live a life fraught with constraints. It is time to put an end to misgivings. Finally, it is time to stop waiting. The time has come for you to take advantage of the abundance that has always been yours. Where you need to go from here. The next phase is extremely important, now that you have a better understanding of the 7 divine signs. Transitioning from awareness to action is necessary. You do not have to wait for wealth to come to you. It is something aligned with your beliefs. You should begin to pay attention to the way in which the universe is directing you. Observe the synchronicities that occur. Take the cues from your gut instincts. Also, have the bravery and faith to seize chances when they exist. So, a person who is trying to become wealthy should stop thinking like that. It is also important to begin thinking like someone who is aware that they are destined to be wealthy. Your vitality needs to be in sync with your financial destiny. That eliminates the need for fear. Already you have been selected. No more hesitating. Please, all of the indications are already obvious. No more petty thoughts, please. The money you own is not solely about you. It all comes down to the impact that you are destined to have. Message on the end. The time has come for you. The reason you have made it thus far is because there is a part of you that is already aware of this reality. You are aware of it at all times. Simply said, you required confirmation. Now this is the end. A message from the cosmos has been conveyed to you. Now is the time for you to heed the call. Comment down below. What is the one of the 7 indications that you most closely identify with? You are making a claim when you speak about your experience, so I am interested in hearing about it. Inform the universe that you are prepared to go forward. Your fortune is already predetermined by the course of your life. You should now go and claim it. We appreciate you staying to the very end. If you found this video to be enlightening, we would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel so that you are never left out of any updates. Feel free to share your ideas and experiences in the comments section below. Also, let's keep working toward the goal of establishing a community of people who share our values and are committed to individual and spiritual development. Always remember to be blessed and never stop shining your light.